Hey guys, what's going on? I'm mtbirchfield, and today we are back with a different video. This is going to be my issues with Sword and Shield and everything that has been revealed up to this point. It's going to be a little bit different format for a video. I'm going to just kind of talk for a few minutes, and so you can throw this on in the background or whatever you're looking at. There's not going to be a whole lot of video up. I just wanted to give my thoughts on a couple different things that have been revealed and why I take issue with them and why I'm not too stoked about what they're doing in the future of the franchise. I said this back to my friends when Let's Go came out, that I was not a big fan of the way that they were heading, especially since Sun and Moon. It's kind of worried me with the taking away of features, and I wanted to point out three things that I thought were really big issues in basically what I saw in the previews of the games at E3. So the first thing I want to talk about is Dynamaxing. I am going to be very vocal about this. I am not a fan of Dynamaxing. To me, it looks clunky, uninspired. You ever seen when somebody like grabs some keys and like kind of jingles them in front of a baby to get their attention and to make them go ooh and ah? That's what it seems like to me. It just seems like a gimmick. It seems like something that really, if we're being honest, could create a horrible imbalance in the metagame. It could absolutely upend everything, because now at any time, any Pokemon on the field, including some of the most powerful Pokemon, can just transform into unstoppable monsters. We all know how powerful a Pokemon with Mega Evolution was. Well, put that on steroids, add in Z moves, and then also it lasts for 3 turns, which in a Pokemon battle can be an eternity. That's pretty bad. I'm not really excited about that. As well, it also does away with something that, admittedly, I'm not the world's biggest fan of, but I think it was a creative thing, and that it was effort on Game Freak's part, which is Mega Evolution. Mega Evolution was a way, and not every Pokemon that was kind of sucky got to utilize Mega Evolution like I wanted, and like I would have liked to have seen, but most Pokemon got to use it that were, you know, pretty. Some were pretty bad, some were pretty good. It just depended, but it gave them a different usage in the meta, and so it kind of changed things up. But Dynamaxing has thrown out the unique designs and the unique perspective of every single Mega Evolution in favor of 50-meter tall Pokemon. They just scaled the size up. It's not innovative, it's not inspired, it's nothing like that. I'm not big on Z moves, not really worried about that. They could have went away and I'd have never shed a tear. But Mega Evolutions, I am kind of sad now to see them go, and I lament that I ever hated them. The second thing that, looking back at E3 that I wasn't too excited about was there's no National Pokédex. And I don't know that I really have to go into why this is a big deal, but it's a big deal. This excludes well, not all, a lot of previous generation Pokemon. We haven't been given the exact details on how many, but there are people's favorite Pokemon that are going to get left out. And then this also ruins the game for collectors. I mean, it just absolutely, if you're the person who goes out and you play Pokemon to catch all of the Pokemon from each region and complete the Pokédex, if that's your challenge, if you're a completionist, you now cannot do that. You can't do it. You can't finish all of them. I don't know how, 800 or so Pokemon. Another thing, it doesn't allow you to transfer Pokemon that you caught over the years. There's going to be certain people who have caught shiny Pokemon. It might be a shiny Dunsparce, shiny Unknown, whatever it is. You can't transfer that up. You can't bring that up from home and transfer it into your new games. So that's a big issue. And then as well, it deters variety in the meta of competitive battling. Now you're going to have a small pool. They said they did this to kind of help with balance issues in competitive, but to me, all you've done is cause people to streamline and play more of one strategy rather than having multiple people doing multiple different things. Now you've limited what people can use, and of course they're going to go for the best Pokemon that are in the game. Everybody's going to run the same stuff. That's what's going to happen. Of course, that's a meta, but still, it's deterred all sorts of variety in the competitive game. And then it brings me to my third and my final point, which is Masuda's approach to apparently short attention spans in children. So, to me, this is the soft bigotry of low expectations. This is people really kind of putting out there and saying, we don't expect much out of these kids. We don't think they can actually handle a challenge. You know, I think one of the biggest problems with the current generation of kids is not that they can't do things. It's not that they're not up for a challenge or any sort of difficulty. It's that nobody challenges them. Nobody pushes anything towards them. I guarantee you, when I was a kid, Pokemon was much more complex, and I was not a smart kid, let's be real here, C+ student. Pokemon was more complex than I really knew about, but I still found a way to win and to be competitive in Pokemon. I don't think they really understand who their fan base is either. And that's a big issue for Pokemon, because not just are their fans younger players that are kids, their fans are also older people who grew up with Pokemon and love this franchise. They're ignoring us completely. I'm 29 years old, and I have played Pokemon from the time that I was like 6. So I love Pokemon, and the fact that they have just absolutely gone, well, his opinion doesn't matter. Even though I'm a long-term fan, and I'm somebody who buys the plushies, I buy all the games, I buy the cards, I buy whatever, they throw out there, and I've recently started collecting. I just went and bought the Funko Pop for Bulbasaur today. That kind of tells me they don't care about the older fans if they're gonna start, saying, well, we just need to make the game easier because the kids don't have attention spans. They don't really know who their core base is here. And then, they kind of cater, in my opinion, to the casual fans. That's all Let's Go and Let's Go Eevee and Let's Go Pikachu were. It was catering to the Pokemon Go fan base. And they got what they wanted. They made money off of it. I mean, let's be real. They don't really know who butters their bread with this thing, though. It's these long-term fans, these people who are invested. And we're also, really welcoming to new fans. We want people to come into this fan base to enjoy the games, but at the same time, you kind of have to honor the traditions. And I wish they would do that. I wish they would pay more attention to their fan base, pay attention to what the people want and think. So that's my big issues with Sword and Shield's E3 demo and all that kind of stuff. If you have any others, please let me know down in the comments. If you disagree with me, please let me know, but let's keep this civil. Let's discuss it. I know how some of the Pokemon fan base can be. They get really upset and offended when somebody doesn't like something that Game Freak does, and we don't question Game Freak. But here's the deal, guys. If they're doing anti-consumer practices, we need to call them out on that, and it's only going to make the future games better. So if you enjoyed this, drop a like below, subscribe if you haven't already, let me know in the comments what you think, and we will see you next time, guys.